Yes, nice and decent people. Today I want to talk a little about the herbal medication, herbal remedies. And before I go forward, I want you to understand and let it be noted that I fundamentally do not have a problem with herbal medicines. I remember when I was a little boy one time, I had I had the flu. I came from school and I was feeling very bad. I had the flu, and my grandmother boiled some things and she gave them to me. I fell asleep. Um, I fell asleep, and when I got up, I was feeling good. So I went to the field to play, and that was the end of the story. Everything went on fine, and I believe that that medication made a very big difference. So I believe in the proper use of the herbal remedies. The problem I have is that the thing is very haphazard, because you have some people telling you, you hear people saying, okay, if you have this illness, take this, drink that, do this, do that. And I'm sure that some of these people, when I look at them, that some of them do not know what they're talking about, especially some of the younger ones. It's like some people hearing things and they just probably did not remember the thing the way it was told to them, and they just tell it to you and they believe that they are now experts on it. The thing is, you have to, with the medication, the herbal remedies, you have to know, say how many leaves that you have to boil. How many leaves, or it is almost like, you have to have a rough idea of the dosage. You cannot just tell people boil this, buoy this, buoy that, and all of these things. There need to be almost like a standardization of the way the thing is done. If it's 2 leaves, if it's 3 leaves or whatever, how you prepare it and all of that. But sometimes I've actually proven that sometimes you ask different persons for the same thing and they give you a different formula. They give you a different formula, and it's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. So the thing is, if it is that this herbal remedies, the whole vibe was more, was better arranged, was more structured. People knew the measurements, people knew how many leaves to use, and the proper procedure to prepare them. I think it would be better. There need to be a more harmonized and organized way about the whole herbal remedy situation, because clearly some of them work. Clearly some of them work. But the thing need to be more organized. And we need to be careful, because you look sometimes on social media and there is a lot of information that we hear or we have access to on social media, some of which are not good. And so there must be a way of separating the authentic from people who just talk and say things. Because you hear people talking about cures for illnesses that traditionally for years and decades there have not been any cure for those things, but yet people saying, okay, this plant is going to cure this and this plant is going to cure that. But there's no evidence that these things, these claims are true. There's no evidence of that. And there's a lot of information, and people believe just because they see something on the internet, it is true, it is authentic, and it is real. People have to be very careful, because some things that we take can cause more harm. Some things can cause problems with your kidneys, with your liver. And so it is not something where you just listen to anybody talk and just go and just do what they say to do. Because there's a lot of things going on Facebook and the other social media platforms. And you do not even know if those people are actually involved in those things. And there have been some of those things, when I look at them, very questionable, very questionable. Yet people just drink those things just because they see them on social media. And the other thing is, especially when they hear the thing is being presented by AI generated voices. Anybody can say that this herb is good for this and that. And what happened is they are already established AI generated voices where the person will have a British accent or an American accent or some other accent that people may think sound very knowledgeable or intellectual, and people, by virtue of the message that they hear, by virtue of the nice sounding AI voice, people think that it is authentic, and it can just be an ordinary person just using an AI platform that they just find for free on the social media. So in closing, I just want to say that we can harness and we can use a lot of the medicinal herbs, because I believe that God created herbs for our healing. But the arbitrary, haphazard way that people are going about recommending these remedies, to me, some of them have much to be desired. And some of the people who make those claims, they are very inexperienced, and everybody just become an expert all of a sudden. But I believe in the herbs, but it must be done in a very organized way by people who know what they're doing and know what they're talking about. Keep the fire burning.